My light doesn't work. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting. Gather around for the tale of a Wii game that was nearly lost to time. But when it was found, it came with the dark side.
It's hard to get excited over enhanced re-releases from the last generation. Remember that game from a few minutes ago? Here it is again if you missed it, or whatever other reason you might need it. Rodea the Sky Soldier, however, is a bit of a special case. If you're familiar with it, undoubtedly you've heard of its strange tale. It's the last original console title by Yuji Naka, a name you likely haven't heard in some time.
Long time no see. My name is Yuji Naka. 皆さん、こんにちは。
Or possibly at all if you're under the age of 20. He worked at Sega through their console days while contributing to numerous franchises including Phantasy Star, Nights into Dreams, Choo Choo Rocket, and most notably, Girls Garden? No, Sonic the Hedgehog. In 2006, he left to create his own company, Probe. Rodea the Sky Soldier is the last in a series of Wii games developed by his team. Now they work on licensed and mobile projects. I'd play it. Despite development of Rodea being completed in 2011, the Wii version never came out during the system's life. It wasn't until 2015 when it re-emerged on the Wii U. As an added bonus, first print copies included the unreleased Wii version. The HD release isn't a one-to-one reproduction. It's an adaptation likely developed by another team. The story, characters, and level designs are nearly identical to the original. However, what they did change was poorly received. Additional mechanics get in the way, and the new control scheme is seemingly unwieldy. And oddly enough, with the exception of being in high definition, it looks and runs worse. Most will tell you that the Wii version is the way to go, including Yuji Naka himself. In some ways, I'm not going to tell you otherwise. It's more consistent in its quality. Nevertheless, I don't think the remake is worthless. Fundamentally, it's a lesser version, but it offers more flexibility in how you control Rodea. To avoid any confusion, I'll mark the Yuji Naka approved Wii release with his face. I also played this version in superior glorious Nihongo, so you'll hear some Japanese. In the original, you point the Wii remote at a surface and press a button to make Rodea fly to that position. If you hold down another button mid-air, he will dash tackle his foes. You can also swing the remote to change the trajectory of his flight. It's a concept built to make the most of the Wii's controller, considering you can easily point and click. Is that a nunchuck? You put that thing away!
But...
No, take it out.
But I want to use the
Take
analog stick to walk around.
Get rid of it.
Fine.
Strangely enough, it only supports the remote, which makes certain actions awkward. Using the D-pad to walk is quite the stretch. Literally. And the camera movement is limited to pointing at the edges of the screen. You're almost always going forward and flying, so these aren't huge issues most of the time. Then there's the Wii U version. How do you control it? Do you use the Wii remote? It has the symbol for one, and even a nunchuck. Jesus, I can't even turn the camera. What? What is this?
What?
This symbol is a lie. Don't even try. It's a mistake. Just use the gamepad. Unexpectedly, the remake doesn't use motion or touch controls. Like many other titles, the analog sticks are used for ground movement, as well as camera rotation. However, just using the analog sticks to play is a nightmare. They simply can't replace the Wii Remote's pointer. It also doesn't help that, unlike the original game, there's a time limit on how long Rodea can fly. If you go too long without touching a surface, you'll run out of energy and start to descend. Losing the speed and precision of the remote, especially when you have to maximize your movement, deals a huge blow to its playability. The touchscreen maybe would have fixed the precision problem, but all you get is a little friend. Hello? Hi, how's it going? I don't think she does anything. Understandably, many felt that the controls were lacking. Layering on the technical issues makes it hard to blame anyone for telling you just to play it on the Wii. I, however, stuck with the Wii U version because I have a problem. I'm the guy who 100%ed Blue Breaker Burst 2, a bad 90s fighting game that I couldn't even read. Halfway through the remake, I had sort of a revelation. The less you rely on the analog sticks, the better. Instead, you need to use a variety of movement options exclusive to the Wii U. Rodea can jump, which makes ground movement much faster. He can launch directly upward at the press of a button, completely doing away with the need to awkwardly pan the camera to travel vertically. An air dodge doubles as a way to move around objects. The ground pound drops him to the surface immediately, and maybe most importantly, you can quickly shift the camera in 90-degree intervals. After using these tools to make larger movements, the analog sticks become dedicated to smaller adjustments. When it comes together, it's quite satisfying being able to quickly maneuver Rodea and dispatch targets surrounding you. Does this fix the controls entirely? No, you'll still find yourself in awkward situations. Yet, unlike the Wii, you're not fully limited to what you can point at. You get more control over Rodea and the camera. It takes time and patience to learn how to fully utilize these tools, which is something hard to ask for in a relatively short experience. I'm not even sure if Kadokawa's developers intended for it to be played this way. Nevertheless, it improves certain aspects. At first glance, the game looks like it takes place on rails. However, it is in a 3D space and filled with collectibles that encourages exploration of the environment. In the Wii version, as long as you're moving forward, everything is okay. The problem is when you're attempting to go in any other direction. Rodea can't effectively move left, right, or turn around thanks to a slow camera. Because of this, it's not uncommon to get caught up in corners or behind objects. Once you have mastered the controls on the Wii U, the world becomes much easier to navigate. It also features a handy radar that shows the general location of collectibles, an important tool considering how much vertical space an area can span. On Wii, you're flying blind. Another benefit of the remake is it has a more satisfying difficulty curve. The game features upgrade paths for Rodea to improve his capabilities, along with enhancing his equipment, a machine gun, dash boots, and lock-on goggles. These stat boosts and pieces of gear are in the original, yet without the upgrade paths. Instead, they are power-ups placed in the levels that are equivalent to the fully enhanced versions on the Wii U. With them, you can bulldoze over any boss well before they have time to finish their dialogue. As long as you don't grind unnecessarily in the Wii U release, it's likely the capabilities of your gear is limited in a way that helps the enemy's mechanics shine a bit more. It also makes it so each boss is progressively harder. Even with all this going for the remake, the original just plays smoother. The controls, although not perfect, are easy to use for the base adventure. They let you quickly snap between enemies thanks to the Wii Remote's pointer. The lack of flight constraints also allows for more speedy and reckless mid-air actions. Naturally, the Wii U version becomes a much slower game, as you have to watch your gauges while using the analog sticks to fine-tune your aim. So if you're just looking to have a good time, go with Rodea the Sky Soldier on the Wii. You win today, Yuji Naka. But I'd also argue that the Wii U version can be more satisfying to play. It has a level of complexity that the Wii version doesn't offer. I should also mention there's a 3DS version. I haven't played it myself, but to my understanding, it's basically like the Wii U release, but even more of a technical mess. But if you do pick up the Wii U version and it has a copy of the original game, don't completely write off the new version. It has its merits. It just takes some time.
時代ロデアは何をしてたのか聞いてもいい？
あ、俺は人型機械兵の試作品、開発コードネーム R0 として生まれたんだ。ある日皇帝ギアードの一人娘セシリア姫が俺を専属の護衛に指名した。まだ8歳だったかな。その日から10年間俺はセシリア姫と共に過ごしたんだ。